heart attack. Fast, fatal, hard impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out, remember you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, we had Deku. Deku, he has been going through some conditioning. The Hero Safety Committee, and many people involved, they had to stop somebody who was trying to make an attempt to break free. They hit some stolen equipment, and they were going to use it to try and plan an escape. Now, Deku, him and many other people involved in the project, they were made aware of this. And they were told right in front of their faces that they shouldn't try to do this. They are heroes, and they should put people above themselves. Now, obviously Deku and the others, they didn't like that. What they've done their whole lives is be a part of this project. And at first they were willing, but after things got to a point where things were too serious, they wanted to back away, and they wanted to go home, but they weren't allowed to. And right now there's this thing in their heads that's telling them they need to still do this. And that voice only grows stronger the longer they stay here. It's only telling them what to do. And that, it's difficult. I mean, they want to run free and get away from here. But at the same time, they can't. Something is telling them that that's a bad idea. If they do that, it won't end well. And even Deku just had that thought. And the latest arrival to the facility after Deku was conditioned or had to go through mental training again, they arrived 3 days after Deku wouldn't get out of bed. Now, they tried talking to Deku, and Deku had a bit of an outburst. And right now, Deku, he may have actually made a friend. Somebody he's known for years. They're both scared. And that fear, it's very real. Now, Deku currently, more time has passed. And Deku, he has become more willing to do things. Deku has an idea. If he takes initiative, if he shows that he wants to do these things now, shows that what they've been trying to do gets him to comply is working, he can gain more quirks. I mean, he's been unwilling to take people's power because of exactly how he's trying to control his own. But right now there's an idea in his mind. Take the necessary powers he can, and which ones might be the best to plan escape. Anything that can cover their tracks, anything that can get in the way of technology, anything that could be a mode of transportation. And Deku, after he did so show renewed interest in the program, people were a bit more intrigued. Deku, his mental resistance to them, it seems to have gone down. And right now, they do like that. Now, Deku, over the course of 2 years, he does gain some additional abilities. And he even has taken an ability of somebody from Tartarus prison. They were a very dangerous individual, and they were locked up. And right now, Deku, he currently is on a mission with his team. And he is getting ready. Now, Deku, he currently is looking down. And he does stare directly into the building, as he is commenting on what he does see. He can see that there are 4 people down there, and everything that he can tell so far does point to the person in the trunk being alive. And people, they actually are asking how he does know. As Deku, he does go to turn his head, and Ochako does go to see the strange ear Deku does have. Him telling her that he can hear them shaking in the trunk. They're restrained and they're breathing heavily. he can hear it, his ear returning back to normal. And Ochako, she does go to somewhat point out. Okay, she gets it. But what about the people down there? What do they have? Um, Weapons. Primarily widespread. If I can get down there, things can be easy. You think so? I do. Um, let's see. Deku thinking. And right now, he does go to Drucky turn. Him grabbing onto his belt and turning into solid steel. Now, Deku, he actually has got Drucky look down at his hands. And right now, he is curious about it. As he does go to Drucky turn and bring his hands up. Him getting ready. As right now the power in the building starts to surge and people are looking around, kinda confused. And then Deku, he does do one thing that does shock everybody. After a light fixture does Gotoki explode above somebody, the person they're seeing, the area goes dark, and then whenever people are looking around for them, they don't see them. And right now they do hear something that doesn't sound normal. They hear a guttural scream. One that doesn't sound like it came from a man. And right now they do look around. As there actually is where somebody they are shouting in the dark, asking if he is around. Now, there actually is somebody who they are walking around. And right now they do go to hold of their pistol, looking around as the lights are going out more. And there actually is where the man does go to step into an area, and the light behind him, Dorky does go to explode above him. And whenever the guy does go to turn, he makes eye contact with a set of glowing eyes. Some that look like a cat's. And when the guy does go to scream out, there actually is where a hand is brought to his throat, as a set of claws are dragged against it, and the man, his scream quickly does turn into something that sounds a lot more wet. Now, people do start to fire. And right now there actually is where a voice is heard in the warehouse. You really shouldn't do that. Who are you? The person going silent. And right now they do just stand there. As they do see something directly crawl in the darkness. And then there actually is where somebody, they do come walking up and directly going to grab onto the trunk. Them going to directly open it. As the person inside, they do stare up and see somebody in a mask. And right now they do actually hear the sound. They hear something crunching. And right now there actually is Deku. Deku, he found the last guy. And right now after the guy tried to get away, there actually was whenever a limb came stretching out and Doki grabbing onto the man's leg. Him, Doki, being pulled backwards and his head smashing against the doorknob. Now, the man was pulled up and Doki thrown into a wall. The man smashing into it as his back was broken. And whenever he did get onto his feet, there actually was where Deku, Hiroki ran up to the man and grabbed onto him. Him going to Doki turn and smash him into the wall as the guy, his feet, they're dangling. This guy is almost 6 feet tall. And right now he's hanging off of the ground. Him looking down. And right now he does realize something. Whoever this person is, they're massive. What do you want? You're a villain. What are you? A vigilante? Another villain? Take him. We just wanted the ransom. You need to die. Now, the person does immediately go to grab towards their knife, them bring it up, and attempting to try and stab downwards into Deku's shoulder. And then what they do, there's a problem. Deku, he doesn't budge. The knife hits against his skin and slides off. And the person, they're confused. What the hell? Then bring the knife directly up and trying to stab into Deku's neck. Nothing happens. And right now Deku, he does put down that pressure. And the man, his windpipe is crushed. Deku pulling back his hand as the body does directly fall a few feet onto the ground. Now, there actually is the person who was captured. Shinzo ordered them to respond to her, and the moment they did make a sound that got out of their mouth, they were under her control, her cutting them free and informing them as to what to do. Look down and follow her. Now, the person got away, and right now there was something that did worry them. The sounds that they were hearing. Everything that seemed to be a bit bad. And right now the Hero Association, well, they have to cover this up somehow. Because this latest fiasco, while they did save the civilian, there is one simple fact. The brutality of it was almost witnessed by not only pros who they heard the situation and some of the gunfire, they heard the lights explode. The four quickly got away from there. And right now the civilian, they were in the hands of pros. Now, the cover-up is made, and right now this is seen as a rogue vigilante, if not possibly a serial murderer. Now, right now, a lot of people, they are concerned. I mean, what they saw in there, I mean, it was, it was definitely something. Now, there actually is Deku. Deku looking down at his hands, and right now, he actually found this to be interesting. The quirk he has just acquired, it was used to capture that person. In fact, it seems... No, it isn't what he wanted. He's taken many quirks, but that one's not useful. Should he categorize it as unuseful? No, there's still utility to it. Deku's trying to think. As right now, he does Godoki shrink back down and take off the strange appearance he does have from the villainous quirk he stole. Now, Deku, he does currently stand there. And right now, after he does Godoki step into the back of a van, the man does Godoki turn and go to grab something. Him grabbing a towel and tossing a Godoki at Deku, informing him as to what to do. And Deku, he does Godoki go to grab onto the towel and start wiping off his arms, along with his shirt being dirty. Now, Deku actually doesn't want to wipe off his face. The man talking about how Deku, he shouldn't really use those steel jaws that way. It's kinda unsanitary. Besides, he'll leave DNA evidence behind. And Deku is turning directly to the man, informing him, Steel Maw gives him shark teeth. They aren't human. Anybody, they could have that power. And the man still doesn't want to state it. It doesn't matter. That quirk leaves behind saliva. So, retire it. Now, they're going to start to look at the man and tell him, if he retires it, then he won't have an animal quirk. And they know he needs an animal quirk. Now, the man does tell Deku he can use a different one. And Deku does run him through the list. This one isn't useful, this one's bad, this one right here is the useful one, the one he just used. And this one right here, they made him retire that one already after a previous incident. If he would like to, go ahead, tell him to retire it, but at least find him a different damn quirk to use then. Give him a different target. Somebody he can go after. Now, the man is stared at Deku, and right now Ochako going to turn and tell him. Right now, she doesn't think that an animal quirk is what he does need. What are you talking about? Think about it. You need something that's good, utility-wise. I mean, what did you get from that guy? Deku bring his hand up. And right now, he does Godoki bring his hand up and show off his nails. As they do go to somewhat elongate, and Deku just tell them. He's pretty sure this is how this works. Bring his hand up and pointing to the glass of the window, or the back of the van. Now, Deku, his finger, People who watches the nail immediately is going to shoot off and smash into the glass. The man turning around after hearing that crack. Him telling the kid to not use the cork in the fucking van. And Deku just tell the man, that was an accident. Now, the man is going to pull over, turning around and telling Deku, he just cracked the glass. That glass is bulletproof. That was no accident. If he is going to try and use a cork, wait to get back to the facility. If not, then be more careful. Now, Deku, he does understand. And right now, Deku, he does talk to the man. And the man, he actually does try to make a phone call. He wants to see what they can do. I mean, yeah. They need a new quirk. What was it? The kid called it. His flying ability. That one, it's useful. It's actually, well, the most useful one he probably has. So, what do they do now? Now, Deku, he actually is counting things up. He has a good number of quirks, but something does feel off. Him going to Joki walk into an area to train. And right after Deku, he does start going through the routine of training his body. He does try to use this new quirk. Him actually bringing his hand up and firing off one of his nails again. Now, Deku, he is thinking, as he does go to look down towards his arm. Everything feels fine, but something doesn't. Now, somebody does come to walk into the room, and right now, after they do look at Deku, they do tell him that his eyes, they're, well, active. Sorry. Deku turning that off. Why is that quirk acting up? Are you alright? I'm fine. Hey, can we talk? Not here. Right. Well, where can we talk? Now, Deku, he does go and bring up his hands. And right now, after wings do directly sprout out of his back, he does cover both of the two. And after he does so, he does ask her, what? Did you make any progress? Not really. I'm still searching. I've told them a request I've made. I need a different quirk. They're keeping me away from distant abilities. I don't know. I think they're failsafe against me. Telekinesis or something that can immobilize me. But I know they want me to take more and more powers. And with my more further compliance, they're looking at Tartarus again. They're seeing what prisoners can be disposed of, and what people I can properly, well, utilize. Really? Yes. But at the same time, I thought that man had a better quirk. I mean, something about the ability, it just didn't stand out enough. Deku looking back down towards his hand, and telling Shinso, he just thought it was better. Now, Deku is not going to pull his wings back. And right now, Deku, he does stand there with the bat wings. And Deku, he does go turn around, telling her what he does need to do. And right now, there actually is where somebody has come walking to the room, and they do look towards both these two. Shinso actually turning her head and looking at the person, as they do go to walk over and sit down, informing Mr. Izuku to listen to what they do have to say. And right now, Shinso, I cannot say that name repeatedly because it messes with me. Anyways, now, she does go to directly leave. Deku, his plan, it's coming together, but it's been weird. Okay. Should she try to make a request? But, Okay, it does make sense. People, they have eased certain things on them. Ever since they've been more willing to do certain things, they've been given benefits. And while that is nice, they aren't allowed to have personal items, such as connections to the outside world. Hmm. Now, Shinso would go back to her room, and right now she actually is currently sitting down, her drawing something with a brush, trying to think about what to do. Now, there actually is back with Deku. Deku, he currently just sit there and he is doing some sit-ups. As the person they're going over a few things. Right now their latest mission showed quite a good utility of the steel jaws. And they also saw improvements with not only the cat eye, they saw improvements with the man bat ability. Now, Deku, he does tell them, cat eyes isn't a quirk. Excuse me? No, they just, the eyes are bat-like eyes. I'm, I don't know how to classify it to you. But you are able to use ultrasonics like a bat. No, no. I can pick up objects like a bat, but I'm not blind. I mean, yes, the power, it's like a bat, but not exactly. I'm a nocturnal predator in that form. I see. So you do have vision then? Yes, I can see. They're going to stop. And so I'm going to sit there with his arms directly on his knees. And telling them, there also is double. And, well, that quirk, it is good. It gives him a physical advantage. Being twice his size is good. Then again, it also does come with a bit of drawbacks using double and bat at the same time. Such as, I've noticed a stamina problem. I've been working towards getting rid of it, but certain abilities, used in conjunction with each other, they feel strange to my body. You're using multiple quirks, so that is to be expected. Now, Deku, he does look towards the person, informing them. He was told to hire Steel Jaw, and the person, they do go to confirm this, telling Deku, right now that ability has been seen as problematic, so they wish for him to retire it. It also has been seen as a little too brutal for use. So while that is another concern, they want him to understand. They are doing this not only because of the physical violence it does cause, but because it is also dismemberment. And if Deku, he does, well, eat something that can cause a problem, they would rather not have to perform either emergency surgeries on him or have to pump his stomach. Again. Now, Deku, he does understand. And right now, he actually is a bit happy that Steeljaw is retired. But then again, the ability, it's nice. He does find that being able to crunch metal with his teeth, it is actually useful. I mean, granted, it is hard to do sometimes. But after he trained the quirk to a good point, it got better. But that's also annoying right now. That was time wasted. Now, Deku does mention this, voicing his own complaint. He wants them to find him a better quirk. He wants them to find him one that would be good to use, easy, and he could train. He doesn't want to waste effort and have that quirk be retired. That is a request he will make right now. And the person they do go to Ricky write this down, telling Izuku, they will look into this. The committee has already looked into Tartarus prison as an option. And right now, some of the most dangerous villains there, they will serve as some of Deku's own arsenal. In fact, they will look into certain things. Right now, however, the committee, they're going over files. And they do wish to review many of the powers they've seen. Can't I just choose my own? That's not how that works, Izuku. Right now, currently, we are reviewing things. There has been issues before in the past with an ability you've gained, but those issues were sorted out. And many people, they're better for it. What about my former mentor? They are no longer in the picture, Zuko. I see. And I would assume that is because of the camouflage. Right. They were not permitted to give you that quirk. Yet the test was run anyways, and the subject was disposed of. Hmm. Yes, Izuku, your ability to hide in the shadows is good. Your tech ability keeps you concealed already. We have gone over that ability multiple times, and we know those abilities inside and out. So far, you being faceless and invisible was already there. And this ability that they've given you, it is not one we had in your cards or planned for you to have. Now, Deku does Doki bring up his right arm. As Remy does so, it does start to turn orange and disappear. The person staring at Deku, as right now his arm, it only has the bending in his elbow and then it's not visible. Now, Deku, he actually is moving his fingers around, before forming into a fist and making a gesture. The person asking if Deku, he's experimenting with that limb. Well, kind of. Is anything off? No, I feel fine. But I noticed that some of my less utilized quirks, I believe that they're reacting with my body. They're reacting. What do you mean? I don't know. My abilities, they felt different lately. Are you alright though? I am, yes, but I'm also concerned about something. What are you concerned about? My abilities. I've absorbed useful quirks, and some of these ones have been good. Well, there have been ones in the past I've absorbed. I know that my body had an easier time with them, but the more complicated ones, they're harder for my body to, I believe, use. What do you mean? Are you saying that you can't utilize or absorb powers anymore? No, that's not it. I'm saying that right now I need to get better at them. I know I'm training from scratch, but I'm not putting in enough time on certain abilities. So I'm requesting that I take on one more, and then I'd be allowed to properly train the current moment. No more delays, no more saying I can't do certain things. I do what I ask. I do what people request me to do. I get that power, and I am allowed to focus properly. My time is not wasted on certain abilities. I will have to bring that to somebody. However, this last quirk, you are aware that this ability you will not be able to choose. And the previous ability, I know. Young man, I am here to talk to you. Get an attitude with me again, and I will not put in these requests. They're looking at them and telling them, is that a threat? It is not a threat, young man, it is a statement. I am here to talk with you. My superiors are in control. You are in no position of control. Do not try to think that just because you are ambitious, you can order me around like an assistant. Now, they're going to start looking at them. And right now they do look at Deku. As Deku, he does go Doki bring his hand up and point out his finger towards them. as if he's holding a gun, and the person is directly at him, and Deku does tell him, bang, as he actually goes on to make the motion with his finger of a gun using recoil, or having recoiled. And the person is directly at Deku, and Deku does tell them, he's got it, he hit the mark. What? I understand. Please, leave me to my training and put in those requests. Now, as Deku does do that, the person is going to directly leave, and they're a bit unnerved. They heard about that latest quirk Deku did get, and for a minute they thought he was going to take them out. Now, there actually currently is Ochako. Ochako has been training, and right now after the mission was concluded, she had her free time. Right now things have been a bit easier for them. They've been doing what they've needed to and staying on task. And right now, Ochako does currently go to Doki knock on a door, and it does go to open up. As Shinso does ask Ochako, what is it? I was wondering if we could talk. Why? About the mission. I was curious about something. Ochako looking somewhat into her room, and she actually sees something being painted. Is that a canvas? Shinso going to step in front of Ochako. I'm busy at the moment. It's important. I just want to know one thing. Go away. Ochako having her expression go blank, as the doors Doki go to close, and Ochako does go to Doki walk away. And right now Ochako, she's a bit annoyed, as right now her body, it's under control. And she's not too sure where to go, but go away, that wasn't specific enough. Now, Ochako, she'll start to walk around. And right now, she's in this unconscious state. Now, some people with Doki look towards her after they do notice that she's walking the wrong way. And they actually do somewhat see if she's conscious first, since she didn't respond. And after they realize that she probably tried to talk to Shinso, they do slightly give her a pinch to knock her out of it. Now, Ochako does do a somewhat turn, looking around. Huh? You okay? Hi. Her looking around. Ow. Did she... I'm assuming so, yeah. Are you gonna try and brainwash me now? No. Then again, they could bring up his hand, talking about how he did just copy her power. We're not on missions. I know. Then again, that was from physical contact. You don't get my power. Yeah, not too sure that's gonna work out for you. If it does come down to it, they might order me to steal your power, and then they'll send you away. Yeah, you've talked about that before. This is a lot more than I expected. Yeah, I know. You get used to it. You get used to it? Really? I just want to go home and see my parents again. Good chance on that. What? They're probably dead. Ochako looking at Deku, and she does look a bit angry. Deku said that so casually, and Deku meant that as a statement, not as being an ass. However, Ochako just directly at him, telling him that her parents aren't dead. How do you know? Because they enrolled me into this program because they thought it was good. I didn't know I'd be away from them for this long. Think about what we've been doing. Think about all of it. It's the most likely conclusion. We are taken away from our parents. We don't have contact with them. We don't see them. No visits, no phone calls, no nothing. We go out to murder people and we learn how to be assassins. People who work in the shadow. Tell me, Ochako, What type of parent would allow their children to learn that? Now, Ochako stared directly at Deku, and right now she does Godoki open her mouth to try and say something. But then a thought just crossed her mind. It can't be. They only wanted to train them as heroes. I mean, taking down villains in a way like this, it might be required later on in life. I mean, some villains are extreme, and well, some they might just be accidents if you hurt them too badly. They'll just die. But they they hers not choking on her own, well, words. She can't think of something to say. I mean, she's had that idea in her mind for a while. But right now, thinking about it more, they're dead? Now, Ochako is going to turn and slap Deku before walking away. And Deku just won't stand there and bring his hand up to his face. That hurt. Now, Deku, he does look down at his hand again. And right now he is curious about this power. Him bringing his hands up and tapping all 10 fingers. Now, Deku, he does just won't walk away. And right now, a lot of people, they're talking. And they're discussing it. Exactly what should they do? What type of power should they take from Tartarus? There are a few abilities on the chopping block. And there is one a lot of people, they're intrigued by. But there's also another ability that many people are also intrigued by. But there's a problem with it. It's sort of a long-range ability. And if used improperly, a lot of bad things can happen with it. I mean, in Deku's hands, this quirk can be good, but they're trying to keep him away from these long-distance powers. But at the same time, he needs one in his arsenal. If not leading Nagant's power, then maybe something else. I mean, right now Nagant, she's currently doing something. And a lot of people, they're concerned. She has been radio silent for some time. And right now, they need to either call her or get the younger generation to step up more. Because those children, what they've done, has given her some more free time. And right now, Deku, he actually is being seen as more of an asset. He's more compliant, more serious. And he's decided to abandon those childish ideas of escape. So, they finally have their weapon. And they will use it. But that's just the issue. They need to make sure that their weapon is made of sturdier stuff. And that it can strike down the enemies they do have. They need to make sure their weapon is good. It's durable. And it knows what it can utilize to make itself dangerous. So, there's an element that weapon is missing. And right now, it's a long distance power. So they need to either add something or find an ability that fits Deku. Now, with that being said, a few votes are being cast. There we go. And right now, many people, they are concerned. This can either go badly or good. There is no in between. And right now, the people, they do vote. It is decided that Deku will get an ability. One new ability to replace the one they just retired. And this ability, it will be something that Deku can utilize from a distance. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And to have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.